Time Management 101. Next actions over big goals. Could small steps be the secret to big achievements? Have you ever noticed that the hardest part of any big goal isn't the work itself? It's figuring out where to start? Could it be that success isn't about setting bigger goals, but about taking smaller steps? I have seen that the most productive people don't just dream about what they want to achieve. They define exactly what needs to happen next. Is it possible that the fastest way to accomplish anything isn't by focusing on the outcome, but by getting clear on the very next action? I've noticed that many people set ambitious goals. Write a book, start a business, get in shape, but then get stuck because they don't know what to do first. Have you ever set a goal only to feel overwhelmed by its sheer size? It's paralyzing, isn't it? Now, imagine if instead of thinking about the entire goal, you focused only on the very next physical action required to move forward. Could it be that the secret to overcoming procrastination isn't about willpower, but about breaking things down into ridiculously easy steps? And here's what makes this method so powerful. It removes the mental friction that leads to avoidance. I have seen that when people break projects into small, actionable steps, they eliminate the feeling of being stuck. Have you ever noticed that once you take one small step, momentum naturally follows? Could it be that the hardest part of any task isn't doing it, but starting it? But this requires shifting how we think about productivity. I have seen that many people focus too much on the big picture, believing that more planning will get them closer to their goal. And yet, the most effective way to make progress isn't by staring at the finish line. It's by moving one step closer every day. Have you ever considered how much faster you could achieve your goals if you replaced planning with immediate action? Could it be that true progress isn't about thinking ahead, but about taking the next obvious step? And then there's the issue of motivation. Have you ever struggled to take action because your goal felt too distant or abstract? I have seen that people who define clear next actions are far more likely to stay engaged and make consistent progress. Could it be that the best way to stay motivated isn't through inspiration, but through simplifying what needs to be done right now? And what about long-term success? Have you ever noticed that the most accomplished people aren't necessarily the ones with the biggest goals, but the ones who consistently take small, meaningful steps? I have seen that breaking work into tiny, doable actions reduces overwhelm, builds confidence, and ensures steady progress. Could it be that the most reliable way to achieve big things isn't by thinking big, but by acting small again and again? So, if breaking big goals into small next actions leads to less procrastination, more momentum, and greater clarity, what would happen if you made this your default approach? What if, instead of thinking I need to finish this project, you asked, what's the very next thing I can do right now? Could it be that the real key to success isn't about focusing on the end result, but about mastering the art of taking the next step?